Maar je weet nou niet de deur. Waarom het niet? Ja. Dat kan je niet. Maar ik weet dat het allemaal weet. Ja. Sinds 2 jaar. Volgens mij 2009.
Klopt, maar ik zou altijd die bij
my name is Shadi. You saw me before as well. This is a kind of experiment that we are trying to do. If it fails, we will go to the PPT and we turn our chairs back and go there. If it doesn't work, tell me. I think Michelle, you can also have a feeling if it's not working.
Right.
So we'll shift there. So we are supposed to talk about some blockchain applications today, NFTs, non-fungible tokens. There are a lot of myths, scams revolving around NFTs. Can you give me some of them?
Like scams with minting, for example.
Okay, can you elaborate?
No, a friend of mine got scammed with it. I'm not entirely sure how he got scammed. I think he minted like a lot of NFTs, and later they became like worthless.
Okay.
Well, they promised that it was going to be like whitelist, and they could sell you money, and then they lied, something like that.
Okay. Anyone else?
This time I wanted to mint some NFTs and then I had to fill in my seed phrase for some reason and then...
Oh wow.
No, I'm just kidding. No, but that's a thing that happens. That people fill in their seed phrase because they think it's a wallet or something like that and then they lose all the money.
Anyone else?
Rug pulls.
What's that?
Like, for example, you build up a community and everybody believes in it and you hype it up and then once you get all the money, the guy leaves. Takes all the NFTs.
Okay. Yeah. Any positive ones?
Oh, positive experience.
Yes.
Oh yeah, of course. Like people becoming rich with it. For example, by flipping it. For example, creating their own NFT collection and promoting it. And making like livelihood out of it.
Yeah.
Fundraising.
What's that?
Fundraising. Oh, fundraising. Yeah, fundraising. Yeah, charity. Like you can NFTs can Web3, for example, there's multiple many usages. You can connect it to a smart contract, for example, like where the money goes, like in DAO, decentralized. You have the term, the
Centralized anonymous organization?
Yeah. You can make like hoe zie je dat afspraken? Like contracts like for example, like how much money goes to which shareholders, how much goes to charity, how much goes to the artist.
So for me, I am an artist, and people ask me, why don't you make NFTs of your art? So I got one here. So perhaps maybe you can bid on it, of how much it costs, and would you be willing to pay the cash that you have on your chairs for that?
US dollars.
I don't know how to do it.
Ja. 50? Ja, maar leuk.
Yeah, I would like.
Alles verzamelen.
Did you read? Yeah, okay.
Maybe I did not.
Okay. The game started.
Yeah.
So how much do you think it costs? How much in euros? Okay.
You have less than that, I guess. You have like $1 or a euro?
No, 20.
Oh, right. Yeah. $19 for
Does it have to be in the range of the thing?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's say 50.
Okay. Would you want to buy also in a group? Maybe you can club with your friends. So it's just one more then? The material is supposed to be
I will pay $20 for it.
okay,
Yeah.
$20.
I just stole it from this business student.
Anyone else more than 20?
I don't have more than 10.
You can ask your friends to chip in and maybe
But then we have to share a painting. That's the
Put
reason.
it together.
Ja, je hebt iets kan zelf
it
bepalen.
can be gift as
oké,
well
zo
from
zo.
your friends.
Hoeveel jij over?
I think that there are some hundreds and fifties
Je hebt
also.
200.
Yeah, I
How much?
didn't think.
200.
How much is it? 200.
Yes.
Okay. 200.
Which boy?
Oh,
Je
shit.
ziet het. Wow.
Je zijn allemaal Engeltjes.
Ja, is oké.
Dan heb ik nog niet in de pakken.
Ah, nu heb ik $23. Kijk.
Oeh.
Ik zou me
Wordt
afpakken.
spannend.
Dat jij.
So anyone buy
Here
it
you go.
for 200?
Let's go.
Nee, maar het is maar 100. Dat nee.
Nee?
Nee.
Ja, jammer. Dan hou ik het bij.
Ja. Hoeveel?
Dat neemt niet.
So you didn't bid at all. You have 100?
Yeah, I got 50, but after the 200 bit, I feel loud later.
Okay. There's also some hundreds. Did you,
Oh.
why did the 100 ones didn't bid at all? There are some, I know. Maybe you have 100.
50.
Why didn't you bid?
I don't like it to work that much.
Fair enough.
I personally wouldn't pay $100 for
You want to pay more or nothing at all? So this painting actually is for 900 euros. I painted it, and perhaps but I do not believe that NFT will make me money, because there would be some people who do not want to buy art, who do not see the worth of 9,000 euros in this. There would be some people who would want to keep that $100 or $50 to themselves and not spend it on the art. There would be people who would chip in to buy it. There would be people who would invest in something else completely and not. This is not making a statement at all that it's worth it, Why would I want to have it? I would want to have a bigger TV instead of a painting. So this is the idea behind consumer market, why collectibles are bought by people and why they are not bought by people. With NFTs, what has happened is that we have started, there was a problem. The problem was that with the digital art, digital media being out there, the things online, they were out there, people started copying it. So people started copying avatars, people started copying memes. There are hundreds and tons of Mona Lisa paintings, but there's just one real Mona Lisa painting, which is at the Louvre, I think. Maybe it's also the fake one, who knows. But the French government has a certificate on it that we own the real French painting or real painting of Mona Lisa, right? So NFT solves the problem of giving ownership rights to the buyers and making it easy for the sellers so that digital art or physical entities that can be translated into digital art are their ownership rights are given in a clean way, right? Because there are so many memes. If we start bidding on memes, everyone has the same meme. You can copy, Google it, joke, and you can get a meme. But someone can own it. For example, there is the first Twitter by the founder of Twitter. He sold his first Twitter for like millions of euros, and people wanted to buy it. I would not buy it personally. I don't have the money, and I don't see a value in it. But people do see a value in it, and they also see that there is perhaps a future prospect of selling it. So it's like an investment, just like stock is, just like any other thing is that you invest in, or land, a house, a mortgage, so it's similar to that. When people told me that you should put your art on NFT, you'll earn a lot of money. There is no real guarantee of that. So I have not put this on NFTs at all because I don't think that I'm as big as Leonardo or Beyonce or Lady Diana that people would want something from me. I'm a normal person. Perhaps it gets a value if someone steals it, like the Mona Lisa, and it just hypes up like the Bansky's paintings or Bansky's videos. I can talk about that later, but it has to have some value that someone wants to buy, and it should be. It's just like any other collectibles in the real world. So what non-fungible actually means, non-fungible token, the fungible in that means replaceable. Non-fungible means that it cannot be replaced. The money that you have is fungible because it has multiple copies, right? It can be, this is fake, but the real money, there are many fake, many notes of 20 euros, $20 or whatever. But this painting is unique, so it's non-fungible. It's similar to, yeah, it's just unique. That's why it can be sold as non-fungible token and not a $20 note or anything. If the $20 note had a sign of Elon Musk, then it's worthy, but not otherwise. So I would like you all to make a group of 2 or 3 people and find the most unique NFT that you know that you can find. And I want you to tell me how much it costs, how much, what domain of science, research, anything it belongs to, and whoever finds the most unique NFT, they would get a prize from Michelle.
Small prize.
A small prize.
Something in the range of this type of price.
What is the data form of it? Is it a video? Is it a photo? Is it a land? What's its worth to use? And what domain it belongs to?
Yes, the Elon Musk.
Maar dan pakken wij het laatste. Nou, ik moet het even. Ja, maar dat is ja voor basketbal. Je kunt eigenlijk zo niet doen.
This one is from the Lilleke state.
We'll find a remote crypto
More most unique, right? Not expensive.
No. You all will decide what you want. There's no.
De CEO van Vandaal en dat is hier high. Daar.
No, he's
Ja, maar dat is operating.
Wat? 5,4 miljoen.
Dat is de welke willen we doen? Deze of meest origineel?
Dat is waar.
Je mag zelf bepalen waarom het speciaal is.
Al waarom het speciaal?
Ja, we gaan zelf kijken naar een killer met een band.
Mogen we dan ook een soort van NFT's voor? Sorry, wat? Jawel, we hebben er 2. Wat gaan we doen? Dit is gewoon letterlijk. En we hebben ook Ja, letterlijk zeker.
Kilo is niet dat is dan weer. Het is een beetje.
Ja, dat is leuk.
Ja,
We zitten zuur, ja.
ja, dat ook gewoon weten.
Direct op punt.
Zo is niet gebeurd.
Het wordt ook nog een kaartje voor.
Deze kost 69.
Dit is jongens, dit zijn de beste. Middel prijs. Prijs $600. $600.
Ja, dat is in Minecraft wordt het goed. Dat is een hoe heet dat? Dit zie ik wel. Ik weet welke box het is. 30.000 euro. Sowieso box. Welke box is dit? Het is gewoon een shopping. Kunnen we consumeren? En die eerste is nog wel een duur geleden. Dat is een duidelijk.
Dat is ook nice. Ja.
Het is gewoon geen Pokémon. Ja, er was ook iemand die had gekocht, die kreeg van nee. Ik bedoel, je krijgt bijna meer.
Ja.
Ook zo'n shirt bij de rijtje. Dat is wel leuk. Ik snap het. Dat is wel leuk. Oh, dat is een pixel. Het is steeds wel verbonden aan elkaar voor een pixel.
Do you have one?
Ja, dat weet ik.
Can you go?
Het is wel.
I don't know if it's me. It's one. Yesterday on that, so actually, you know, before we had the tickets were free.
Ja, oké. Ja, we kunnen dat. Ja, je hebt als
Ja.
een
No.
You don't know the max. I saw the video.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, probably.
Er staat al. Ja, er staat 4 keer.
And then they did an art form where they actually burned all the money. They burned all the money that's never made with the music. It's like £1 million.
Anders kunnen ze
It's like
niet op.
8 hours work.
Continuously for like 8 hours.
Yeah, throw it in the fire. Yeah. I think maybe there's an NFT event for this video.
Dat is wel leuk man. Het is toch gewoon. Wat is die shit? Die is
Draagbare NFT.
Dat is ook een quote.
Ja, als het zelfs gewoon Nederlands is gedaan, dan weet je.
Dat zit maar gewoon.
10 Jansen. 17 december 2001. Schatboot.
Maar dus
Ja, dat is de inhoud van de shirt. Dat niks.
Het is gewoon een.
Hmm.
Het is gewoon een.
Ja, maar het is ook met AR.
Het is niet zoveel
Het is wel
maar
anders.
heel veel.
Dat is sick.
Dus je kan ook gewoon skieten daarvan nemen. Gewoon maken en ik denk. Influenced by Caleb. Some people also think maybe he was part of Caleb. That's
The music
yeah, exactly. We kunnen. Oh mijn god, man.
Maar-
Wat moet dit?
Dit is toch gewoon een wit t-shirt.
Bijna 2.
Ja, komt er een design op met AR, maar
Nee, we waren wel andere prijs.
Geen idee.
Bijna 2.
mm,
Ik had het nog niet heel ver gelezen. Het leek dat
Ja.
het
het kunstwerk komt te leven als logo op een t-shirt met de telefoon wordt gescand. Bieden op het exclusieve werken via marktplaats OpenSea. Maar waar komt dan waarom gaat het dan
Ja.
He is made
Ja,
like I think like 5 articles. Yeah, it's just
name of NFT.
Fine,
weet ik
so
veel.
really, that's good.
yeah, just like painting groups, like okay, this is how you paint. This is how you
Ja, maar het is ja, source code.
What is your
I think she, I think in her heart she is, but she eventually switched studies, and then she went full on for the financial. Yeah, financial. But she was doing producing movies.
Wow.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any money.
Feature films that one.
I can all, but yeah, it's, I think she did it for 2 years, and it's just not money burning machine. But now she's back to
Ja, ik heb wel gewoon gezegd van ja, ik koop ze allemaal niet. En dan denk ik, ja, wat is die chips?
Yeah, actually, because just that owns the money.
Ja, boven heb ik gewoon
Code association of the code, digital process.
Yeah, the thing is like we should have this somewhere where it's for cheese. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's great nature, if you don't have a supermarket. Break your leg, just have to live with it. Yeah. Thank you. There's the right band. That's what I did.
There's a pattern on the sad. They are really for the teacher. And the packs.
You look on the 3-day morning. Yeah, I think normally I think they are. Maybe I would never sit here.
Maybe I should keep looking at the higher number.
Oh, that's.
If they check, yeah.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah. I'm going to write mine up. I don't think
Maar ik zou wel een cool moeten hebben. Maar niet zo
Dit dat. Oh, je wil zeggen. Park.
Audio. Music.
Music is hard. Maybe
Gewoon art.
data art. Yeah.
Het zijn 10.000 lijnen code van World Wide Web Origins. Dat is ik. 5,4 miljoen. En een autograph van de Tim ook stuk. Tim Berners-Lee is World Wide Web. Dat zeg maar best wel.
Begincode van.
Ja.
Uit HTML uit.
Ja.
Protocol, HTTP, al die dingen.
Ja.
Ja, vind ik wel wat goed.
Ja.
Ja, zeker. Sterren.
Hij staat ook nog wel 5 minuten. Zou ik ook wel.
Nou,
Meer dingen bij.
ja, en een reflectie op wat hij heeft gemaakt. Dat is ook wel zeker.
Beter investeren dan
Ja.
een scheef.
Ja, dat is maar 9.
Die kan je erbij geven.
Ja, klopt. Ja.
Dus ik had ook eerder voor een scheef gegaan.
2000. Gewoon dat ik gewoon echt vol bij moet.
$208 miljoen.
Dus dan kan het ook niet weten van.
Nou, nee, niet zo gewoon.
Anyone else?
Yeah, we have here Dries and Andre. Hardcore hip hop in C minor. It's only 149.
The domain and the data.
I think the data is just also on it's an audio file, and the domain is music.
I would like to know what the first one is.
Oh, we did that. It's just some guys were sending each other parts, and then via WhatsApp, and then of course this whole hype of NFT came up, and then they numbered all their parts, and part number 420 hit the highest price. Somebody wanted to buy it, and I bought it for $19.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, they say it's in the line of Duchamp, which is Noir, or you also have an artist who actually packaged his own crap.
Okay.
And sold it. So why not parts?
Yeah, it seems like you get the prize.
Yeah.
Anyone want to pitch their one? What's about? Why is it unique? Why did you choose it?
Yeah, I chose for Rosale. Not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Yeah, it's a guy from Indonesia, and he makes selfies of himself each day, and then he posts it online, and then people buy it for lots of Ethereum. So one of his works is being sold for like 77 Ethereum right now, $280 million, and he keeps just making photos every day. So every day he makes like, I don't know, 10K per photo. That's his job basically right now.
Okay.
So that was the selfie guy.
It's a student.
He's a student.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. He's a student.
What?
And he just did it for fun. He made it. There's a documentary made about it. He said he just made pictures for fun, selfies. He just uploaded it, and one got bought for a lot of money. And he thought, okay, I'm gonna make another one, and then it got bought for a lot of money and sold for a lot of money. And he kept repeating that. And right now he has like a special edition, like a wall of his whole year, all the day that he made selfies. And that's like a special edition being sold for I don't know how much. It's insane.
Okay. I don't see a selling point of this guy, but this guy has become brand.
Basically,
Yeah,
he just
you have
his
his-
face is his brand
Yeah.
ideas. Yeah.
Kind of, if you have his picture, then you're rich, kind of, right? If you own the picture.
Yeah, and I think people I thought of that as a joke, like
Yeah.
having it like selfie, and yeah, you can just show off.
I wish I had the money to show off like that. Anyone who works origins of internet?
Yeah, we wrote it down. It's the source of code from the origins of the World Wide Web.
Okay.
So from Tim Berners-Lee.
Yeah.
And he sold it himself for $5.4 million. It started off at $1,000, and then the market just bid it up to $5.4 million.
Okay.
Pretty sick.
Okay. Right now, they also have the research papers and NFTs, the data of big data as NFTs, like so that it's also used for technological purposes. Like people keep on adding the data and also bidding it and buying it and selling it. Also, research paper because it's giving authenticity to an idea. They also put it in blockchain so that it keeps on growing and the knowledge base grows, and you don't have to depend on one committee to kind of say that no, this is your good idea and we'll keep it in our conference, but it's like a distributed way they authorize it and give ownership. Then Pikachu.
Jet, I think you get Jet.
Pikachu.
Jet, yeah. It's an image of that I can show you. The description isn't pretty weird, but yeah, you can check it.
Maybe you can Google it and see.
It's literally a
It's like a
It's Elon Musk, right?
yeah, Elon Musk walking a Doge in his underwear. And while an explosion is going on in the background.
okay.
Is it a famous artist that made it, or?
Sure, it's from people.
Oh, yeah, he's a famous guy.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can happen like that. And it's a video, so where can you find the video?
But I'm not sure if I think it's an image, but video. There was a video on the page, but I think it's just an image.
So what they do is with different kind of platforms is that they either give a link that goes to a place where the video is a Google Drive or OneDrive or your own server, and they put it in the blockchain, and there you can find a video and like a link of your video, photos, source code, GitHub link or something. What's CryptoPunk? CryptoPunk, yeah.
It's a uniquely generated pixel art.
Okay. It creates pictures.
Yeah.
Okay.
With unique generated pixels.
Okay. What did you find unique about it?
Well, that every painting is unique because the pixels are randomly generated.
Okay. Okay. And so is this price for one of the paintings or? Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't 11.5 million.
11.75 million or just, oh, you forgot.
Well, yeah.
What's Beetle the first 5,000 days?
So that's the coolest artist from Twitter scene.
Okay.
He's been active since 18 years now.
Okay.
He is like created an artwork every day. Like the weirdest shit. Like 3D renders and also 3D video stuff. And then his first 5,000, that's like he also made a giga. And basically his first 5,000 days on the Twitter stream, like everything he created,
Yeah.
basically implemented in a collection in solid.
Okay.
Weird shit you can imagine.
What's the weirdest picture you found of him?
I believe it was from his cities and then he was sucking on them, I believe, or the other way around.
Your trunk laying down in the grass, passed out, people are doing graffiti on his body.
He's a weird and rich guy as well. Pixelmon.
Yeah, that's a remake of Pokemon,
Okay.
but the creators of Pixelmon, they have a collection and they had this community and screenshots of the project, but it kind of flawed because the art which they made doesn't look very good, but people still paid lots of money for it. So the owners even excused themselves for making such a bad art and then people paying so much for it. So
Yeah.
it's like people just pay whatever they like. And
But this raises the question, for the other weird art, did they not accuse it to being useless or not useful?
Sorry, again, what's the question?
Did the weird paintings that we talked about before, did people not accuse it to be useless?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people call this Gozali guy, which makes selfies of himself every day. They say, like, why do people buy this, you know? So it's obviously useless. But if you want to trade it, that's interesting. If you want to show off, that's interesting. So it depends on what's being defined as useless, you know?
but does that justify a price of millions of dollars?
It's art, then art can be any price. Het depends on hoe je user wants to buy it. En als er genoeg geprikkeld wordt door kunst, dan betaal je er hoog bedrag voor. Dat is kunst.
Ja.
Dat is ook de filosofie van kunst. En dat is ook meteen ook een paradoxale filosofische kwestie van kunst. Wat is de grens van kunst?
Ja, maar kijk, het is nou in ieder geval random wordt gegenereerd door een computer. Daar zit wel uiteraard een algoritme achter die wordt gemaakt door games.
Ja.
Maar uiteindelijk, want je hebt ook nu CryptoPunk van opa's en die Bored Ape Club en zo heb je ook. Dus het wordt gewoon random gegenereerd. Eigenlijk zonder heel veel moeite, heb ik het gevoel dan. Maar en toch wordt er zo geld op.
En die Warhol toevallig?
Ja.
Ja, dat is maar die bekende wc-pot kunstwerk van hem. Dat was zeg maar zijn entree in de kunstwereld. Laten zien van hij wil de grens van kunst verleggen, weet je wel. Voorheen dat iedereen dat schilderijen en dat soort dingen gezien werd als kunst voor grote bedragen overgenomen. En die Warhol dat weet je wel, pak een wc-pot. Ik zet het gewoon mooi neer in het atelier. Ja. En dat is tot nu toe een van de meest iconische kunstwerken ter wereld. En eigenlijk het het staat voor zeg maar, om te laten zien van dat het de grens heeft overschreden van wat ja, kunst kan zijn en wat de waarde van kan zijn. Zoals mij een van de meest bekende kunstwerken op dit moment. Dus dat is wel interessant. Mensen kunnen alles zien als kunst, zeg maar, hoe waardeloos het ook is voor de een. Maar misschien heeft het wel heel veel toegevoegde waarde voor de ander.
Everything is art. Basically, you can take a photo of your shoes and it's art. People buy it for like $3 million or something.
But there are good artists as well, like Banksy. He puts out global issues out there on the walls. Have you seen the video of Banksy? Banksy is an unknown street graffiti artist, and he doesn't let anyone commercialize his art. So no one can actually buy it. Once someone tried to sell it and in a painting form, and it was stolen the same day or something. And there's one painting that someone bought of Banksy. One guy or a group of guys, they made a video of it burning. So they literally burned the painting in front of the camera. They recorded it, a 6-minute video. And in that video is sold for like $382 million because they wanted to make an NFT of it and just sell it. Though the idea of Banksy he's raising issues of war, he's raising issues, and he's named this. It might be even a couple of people doing that. So yeah, it's also like where our ethics and values lie. But yes, art is, I don't know what art is. No one knows what art is. Even artists don't know what art is. What about the last one? Okay, that's the video file by the people on video. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, well, I think it's just probably a high quality audio file somewhere.
Okay. Okay. So let's vote which one is the unique one and which one you would like, based on anything you want. How many of you vote for the first one? One.
I don't even vote for it.
Okay. The second one, origins of the internet. One.
Yeah.
One.
Zelfs.
10 people. Guzali.
Ja, ik zou het gewoon willen coachen.
Giga Chow.
Ja, is dat. Gewoon project.
CryptoPunk. Beeple. Beeple, anyone? One. Pixelmon. Then last one, hip hop.
Hardcore hip hop and C minor.
Yeah. So we have the price to the origin of internet. Origins of internet.
A very unique one.
Yeah.
So, how is NFT related to blockchain? Do you think NFT is related to blockchain? It should be NFT related in the blockchain market. In the first class, we did a blockchain game in which we understood what a block looks like. There's a header, there's a footer, there's some things over here. So how does NFT uses this? So basically, in between this main body, there would be different kinds of data or transactions that we did. We found the hash of it, and then there are new blocks generated from it like that. So now, instead of having the transactions, we actually put a painting over here in the block, like a digital photo of this. You cannot really put this in there, but you can have a picture of it, a video of it, or a certificate of it. The certificate of it looks something like this, just a certificate with people signed it from the owner and the seller and stuff like that. And you can put a certificate of it here, or you can put a link of the certificate or video or whatever you can. And then you kind of make blocks of it with each linking to the next blocks and so on. The hashing of it is also done in a little different way. You can choose, if you're creating a blockchain, you can choose what kind of hashing you want. For some, they would use the picture to hash it. They would, they would translate the picture into numbers, pixels, and then hash it, and that's very heavy because it's a big picture. And the more resolution you do, the higher computation it is, and the higher computation, the hashing function becomes, the hashing time becomes big. So people decided to put links there. Also, a disadvantage of putting a picture is that if you're using it for hashing, even if one pixel goes away, if I spill a little bit of coffee, a drop of coffee goes on it, the hash would be different. It would be completely different. Or if it's broken from one side or something happens to it, the hash would change and then it would become invalid for the whole block. And then you would not have an ownership right. So people started putting links of different physical pictures, photos of physical entities and putting it up there. And the issue with that, which is still there, is called link rot. So it's a very big concept from a very long time, since the advent of internet, that the link is pointing to something, but somehow it stops working. For the reason that software changed, the server went down, people redesigned the website, or just the domain got unregistered, and there's nothing over there. There's GoDaddy, link over there. So a link rot is a concept where the link is no longer pointing out to what it should or what it was meant to look at. Even sometimes Google changed the format of their link, or your Google shortened Google link does not work at all, or they changed it or something. Like recently, 1 year ago, I got a mail that if you have shortened a Google link using shorten the link using Google, it will stop being active at all. So for whoever had given those links, they stop pointing out to the place where I want it to point. So so we have a lot of links which do not work. And if you have one such link in the block, it becomes invalid and you lose the ownership of it. So this is also an open problem of it. And using again the picture as hash is also an open problem. So there are some issues with connecting the physical entities into a digital realm and setting it up blockchain. But NFT is definitely a blockchain. You can link it, people can authorize it, and it works in the same way. So the basic concept of NFT is distributed, decentralized authority on ownership. That's the main idea of it. There are also, yesterday was Women's Day, and there was this Femtopia where they were not they were free. The tickets were free, but you can. It's like a land. It's like a virtual land. You can go there and attend the different things. There is one in US. Michelle told me about. There was a guy who bought a house there on the virtual land. It's totally not real. It's a virtual land there. And someone spent millions. He was a rock star.
It's the Snoop Doggy Dogg that bought land in the open sea. He bought land there so he can have virtual concerts.
Yeah.
And a guy bought the property next to Snoop Doggy Dogg for like $450,000, so he can live virtually next to Snoop Doggy Dogg. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there are such things as well. So yeah, basically that's mostly it. And in this lecture, we talked about what NFTs are, what fungible, non-fungible is, how it's used in blockchain. And I hope you don't think it's a money-making machine. You need to have good marketing and other things for that. And with NFT, I want you to take away that it's a way of selling ownership back in a distributed and decentralized way. It's removing the middleman, just like blockchain does. It's people having the power of giving each other ownership of their own files. It does not stop you from copying the stuff. Anyone can have the picture of all these things that we talked about, but they won't have the ownership rights. This is for a state symbol that I own it. So that's it.
Do you guys own NFTs? Anybody has a free one? Right. Yeah, probably from the Indonesian guy, right?
No, my family members, he's a successful NFT artist, and he became like successful like 20 months ago with his collection.
Alright.
He did a lot of marketing. Hij was ook een oud beginner. Ik weet niet of je hem kent, Michel Klein, zo'n heel lang geleden. Ja, ken je?
Ja,
Zwaar.
ja, echt waar.
Ja.
Dat is
Ik
goed.
heb,
Blondeerd haar.
Ja, zeker, ja.
Ja.
Dus dat is een NFT-collectie ongeveer 3 maanden geleden geweest.
Ja.
En eerst nog had ze 2,2 miljoen opgehaald. En ja, blijft maar doorgaan.
Oké.
Hij heeft een paar gegeven.
Gefeliciteerd. En jij ook? Vroeg jij? Van People?
C-NFT's voor de Cardano.
Oh, ja, je bent van de Cardano. Ja.
Ja, ik heb ook voor de grap mijn eigen NFT's gemaakt.
Ja?
Ja, ik had een soort van AI robot art generator Python script gevonden
Ja.
online. En ja, dat heb ik gewoon even uitgetest. En toen bleek dat je gewoon, als je iets typte, ik had scary, surrealistic art ingetypt. Toen kreeg je allemaal kunstwerken die erop leken. Dus het was allemaal bij elkaar. Dus ik dacht van, nou, dat is gewoon, ik zit van een collectie.
Ja.
Dan heb ik dit gewoon geüpload, ook een beetje om te kijken of het zie werkt. Zeg maar.
Ja.
Alleen niks is van verkocht. Maar een andere vriend heeft hetzelfde gedaan. En die heeft de eerste dag al meteen een kunstwerk verkocht voor volgens mij 2 Ethereum.
Echt waar?
Ja, heel random. Zonder marketing, niks gedaan.
Dat is echt.
Zij heeft echt heel laten. Mij werkt het dus niet aan.
Ja.
You also have money.
Yeah, I got a free one with crypto.com when they started with their platform.
What does it have?
Oh, it's just a picture.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that would be so I could just claim it.
Yeah.
So I got it. But now I'm really nice.
Like an NFT airdrop. Yeah. Alright.
Do you have to add something?
No.
I bought my art.
Sorry?
You bought the art.
yeah, I don't dare to say that anymore now. No, I think it's really like I think we're going to be flooded with all kinds of NFT projects because I know the that's the museum for cinema in Amsterdam North. They used to have a project called Jan Bot, and Jan Bot creates random movies based on the digital bits and pieces. And digital bits and pieces are like everything they had in storage of cinema that they don't use anymore. Create random movies about it based on the news that is trending today. So every day there's a new movie. And now they want to sell like NFTs for every movie. They want to sell it in their gift store. So I think a lot of people are trying to do something with selling NFTs somewhere. And I think for a lot of museum, it's going to be something that's very interesting for them. So yeah, it's the only thing I have to add actually.
Yeah, like vintage collection kind of.
Exactly, yeah. Or things that they like another stream of revenue.
Yeah.
And it's also I think it's also interesting to see like, okay, now blockchain makes these NFTs possible, and somehow people are very into it, to actually, it makes it possible to own something that was not possible to own before. So it's like some kind of trigger is being made in people's brains to like, yeah, I want to own it somehow, even though you don't even have it. So I think it's fascinating, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, what's also fascinating, like, I don't know if everybody knows Sotheby's. They're like the #1 renowned world's art selling company. Like who did the auctions? Yeah, they were at the NFT X event as well. And now they are actually selling NFTs, auctioning NFTs. So that's a pretty big step because they're known for like selling real serious art.
Yeah.
And now they make a change. They actually accept selling NFTs.
Yeah.
Really communicating.
Yeah, I think it's also maybe also something with also your generation. You're more accustomed to also be in virtual worlds all the time, right? So it's not that strange anymore to own things in virtual worlds. I'm only aware of like second life, and that is like totally old, but it started a little bit like there. All right. Do you have something else? Anybody else? No? Well, thank you very much. Next week we have the presentations, right? I will make a schedule, so then you will know when you're up. Yeah, don't be nervous. It's just like a place to just share information, and you get feedback on it, so you can actually put some more or adapt things in your paper. Yes.
How long are the presentations?
How long will be? And how long you want it to be, right? How long do you want it to be? Yeah. Well, around like 10 minutes or something.
Actually, I missed the whole presentation part.
Yeah, like so we have like assignments. We have 3 assignments. Like the first one.
Oh,
just,
I got it. Yeah, the one at 14 March.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Cool. See you later. Oh, is it possible to put the NFT itself as a transaction in block? Well, yes, like maybe no, only the hash. Only the hash.
Dus wat nou als voor projecten samen
Sorry, ik was heel in de war met wat we moesten presenteren precies.
Oké, ik ga even zeggen.
Want staat er gewoon op DLO, zeg maar? Alles wat ik aan de contract heb?